All right. All right, group number 2. They're going by 3s. Should be the 76J of Jeremy Wade out of Mount Vernon, Ohio. The 10 of Nathan Loney out of Danville doing double duty. And the 41 of Brad Golf out of Zanesville, Ohio. Nathan Loney jumps to the top with a 17.621. Brad Goff moves up to 4th with a 17.678. See what Wade's got on the second lap. 5th fastest with an 18.393. And Brad Goff on the last lap knocks off Nathan Loney with a 17.482. So Brad Goff fast qualifier with a 17.482. Nathan Loney second fastest with a time of 17.621. Jeremy Waite 5th fastest with an 18.393. That'll be the 71C out of Adena, Ohio. That's Chris Bassich. The 21G of Trent Goins out of Zanesville, and the 75 of Tristan Bickford out of Caldwell. We got a yellow for Trent Goins. All right, so we're back under green here. Looks like we're going green with Bickford, I'm thinking. Nope. Going green with Trent Goins. Goins an 18.389. That's 5th fastest right now. Till Bickford knocks him off for 5th. That's 17.970. Let's see what Bassage gets. An 18.208. That's 6th quickest. Goins an 18.400 second lap. Bickford 18.084. And Bassage a 17.598. So Chris Bassage, quickest of the group. He'll go to second fastest overall with a 17.598. Then it was Tristan Bickford, 6th fastest with a 17.970. And Trent Goins, 7th fastest with an 18.389. All right, our next group should see the 88 of Barry Jacobs out of Mount Vernon, Ohio. Then it'll be the 916 of Ryan Haynes and the 42 of Nate Young out of Painesville, Ohio. 18.615 for Barry Jacobs on his first lap. Ryan Haynes a 19.053. Nate Young an 18.015. That's seventh fastest. That's quickest of the group so far. Jacobs a little slower at lap with a 19.577. Haynes an 18.816. And Nate Young with a 17.808. So Nate Young, quickest of the group, but sixth fastest overall with a 17.808. Then it was Barry Jacobs, 10th fastest with an 18.615. And Ryan Haynes, 11th with an 18.816. All right, final group should see the 11 of Jason Brennan out of Zanesville, Ohio, the 42P of Mark Jamison out of Grove City, Ohio, and the H66 of William Harris out of Adamsville. Brennan's first time, a 17.613. That's third fastest right now. Was Jamison slow to the line with a 23.15. William Harrison, 18.749. That's 12th fastest. Brennan will hold on that third spot with a 17.633. Now hurt Harris's time there with a 19.803. Mark Jamison a 23.821. All right, that'll wrap up modified qualifying. Your top five: Kurt Rogers, 5th. Nathan Loney, 4th. Jason Brennan, 3rd. Chris Bassage, 2nd. And your fastest qualifier, Brad Golf, with a 17.482. William Harris, 12th fastest with an 18.749. All right, up next will be your 604 late models. So we got 12 of those. All right, first group will have the 34 of Brian Nethers out of Newark, Ohio. The L31 of Logan Stockdale out of Novelty, Ohio. And I believe that was the 31Z of Kyle Zimmerman. Nethers' time, a 17.808. Logan Stockdale, an 18.04. Kyle Zimmerman jumps to the top with a 17.579. All right, next group should see the 144 of Anthony Kincaid out of Zanesville, Ohio. Scott Smith in the 29 out of Martinsburg, Ohio, and the 31 of Lincoln Smith out of Belmont, Ohio. Kincaid, first lap, a 17.464. That's second fastest. Scott Smith, a 19.269. And Lincoln Smith, third fastest, with a 17.567. Let's see if Kincaid gets a little more speed here. Not quite, a 17.493. Smith, a 18.740, a bit faster. And Lincoln Smith is 17.622. But Anthony Kincaid, quickest of the group, second fastest overall with a 17.464. Lincoln Smith, third fastest with a 17.567. And Scott Smith, sixth fastest with an 18.740. All right, next group should see Bud Watson in the 225 out of Kingsville, Ohio. Then the 99 of Dean Moran out of Martinsburg. And the 37 of Logan Reed out of Pennsboro, West Virginia. Bud Watson, a 17.801, sixth fastest. Dean Moran, an 18.502. I'll be seventh. Then Logan Reed, a 17.480. I'll jump him up to third. Watson, a bit faster with a 17.751. He'll stay seventh. Moran, an 18.518. And Reed, a 17.526. So Logan Reed, quickest of the group, third fastest overall with a 17.480. Then it was Bud Watson, seventh fastest with a 17.751. Then Dean Moran, eighth fastest with an 18.502. All right, the next group should be out of Conneaut, Ohio, the one star of Jeff Watson. It'll be the 20 of Jonathan Brennan out of Zanesville, and Donnie Collette out of Barnesville, Ohio, in the 4C. All right, let's see what Watson's first lap will be. 18.044, eighth fastest. Jonathan Brennan at 29.89. Collette at 24.69. Watson a bit faster with a 17.769. Brennan a 17.929, a lot better time. And Donnie Collette a 19.966. So Jeff Watson, eighth fastest with a 17.769. And then Jonathan Brennan, ninth fastest with a 17.929. And Donnie Collette, 12th fastest with a 19.966. Top five, fifth, Brian Nethers, fourth, Lincoln Smith, third, Logan Reed, second, Anthony Kincaid, and your fastest qualifier for your 604 crate lates, it'll be the 31Z of Kyle Zimmerman. All right, so ModLites coming out to turn some hot laps, 11 of them here this evening. All right, so 11 ModLites here this evening. It'll be Jake Bowman, Hayden Cheeseman Hill, Ryan Klein, Chris Jones, Cody McCombs, and Tracy Fritter, Jimmy Smith, Mason Nader, Chip Bailey, Jim McClellan, and Dylan Rittenhouse. As they get the ModLites off the track, up next will be your 4 cylinders. So we got 14 4 cylinders. We got Nick Timberlake out of Caldwell, Ohio, Christopher Wise out of Thurman, Colton St. John out of Glenmont, Zach Medley out of Millersburg, Kevin Gropp out of Zanesville, Harry Smith, Dennis Atkins out of Portland, Ohio, Bradley Bird out of Zanesville, Chris Dyer also out of Zanesville, Zach Kisner out of Middleport, Ohio, Kiara Thomason out of Coshocton, Richard Vernon out of Benton, Tom Wilson out of Coshocton, and Jacob Hughes out of Marietta. like it.